Job, and first section we looked at was verses 1 through 5 of chapter 1, pious, parent, and prosperous. Then we looked at verses 6 through 12 of chapter 1, and we saw family, faith, Satan, and sanctification, because God protects us, but he sometimes can give Satan permission to test us. And so we saw the testing today as we look at verses 13 through 22. And, many times people say that problems come in threes, but in the case of Job, it came in fours. In verses 13 through 15, the Sabeans attack and take the oxen and the donkeys and kill the servants. In verses 16, we find fire fell. It was blamed on God, but it didn't come from God. And it burned up his sheep, and the servants were killed. And we see in verse 17, the Chaldeans came and killed the camels. And I took the camels and killed the servants. And verse 18 and 19, a great wind, likely a tornado, came, and the roof of the house that all of the children were gathered in for one of their weekly feasts came crashing down, and they were all killed. So we have the taking away of material possessions when the Sabeans came. We find the lightning probably that killed the sheep and the servants, and we find the Chaldeans taking the camels and killing the servants, and then we find the tornado that kills his very own children. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never been through such a test. But that was the test that Job faced. A test of material things, and a test of family relationships, a test of loss, not just material things, but loss close to you, loss of precious loved ones. And we know how much he loved them because he continually prayed for them, continually interceded for them. What was Job's response? Well, let's take a look and then see how that applies to our lives. Then Job arose and tore his robe and shaved his head, and he fell to the ground and worshipped. He worshipped. And he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Through all of this, Job did not sin, nor did he blame God. Well, there you have it. Job gets 4 reports. He loses his material possessions, and then he loses his family, his children. What a terrible, terrible thing. And yet, what does he do? Does he fall down in the ashes and curse God? No. He actually praises God. And so his response is one of acceptance, one of praising God, and one demonstrating his faithful trust in not only the righteousness of God, but in God's justice and mercy and kindness. It's not easy to do, is it? You might not worry too much about the loss of a house or a boat, or maybe both, or a job that your income is going to have to be reduced substantially. But what if you lose an adult child? Unfortunately, as a pastor, I have been around families many times when they've lost an adult child. Just one, not all of the children that Job had. It's hard. It's very hard. Most of us parents say something like this: I was supposed to go before my child. It's not fair. They were in the prime of life, and I'm elderly, and God should have taken me and not my child. So what are we saying? We're blaming God, are we not? We're not trusting in his wisdom, his kindness, his justice, his righteousness, but rather we look only at our circumstances. We look at the tapestry, if you will, from the bottom instead of the top. What about it? Think about where you are today. Aches and pains, doctor's visits, medications, all the things that are going on that are putting stress and pressure in your life. Are you blaming God for it? Or are you accepting it with a praise for God anyway? Through it all, I'll learn to trust in Jesus. Through it all, what a wonderful song. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Him. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.